council members don't know much about how to make this happen. What we need to do is partner with the Bremerton Housing Authority and the Kitsap Housing Authority and start a strategic plan. I think that acting now is the time to do it because rent is projected to increase 30% in the next 2 years, or it has increased 30% in the next 2 years, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. So the one thing that we could do, I think, is to reduce the cost of building. That cost gets passed on to the homeowners, streamline permitting.
Thank you. Mike goes to Deborah, same question.
Sure, I think that agencies within the city, and one of the things I try to do is work with those agencies to adopt a housing first policy. This is a proven means of reducing long-term chronic homelessness among the non-criminal homeless. Even our police chief draws that distinction. I also think that we not only need affordable housing, we need low-income housing. They are different. So the city needs to find ways to maintain and build more low-income housing, and we also need to find ways to maintain our affordable housing stock and incentivize building of more.
Thank you. And Mike goes to Adam.
When we started about 12 years ago, we were putting through tax credits to try to find any new housing in Bremerton. But that's obviously changed. We need to make sure that the new housing, which is starting to be built, also includes some affordable housing in there. The median income for a household in Bremerton is $45,000, and we must find ways of keeping the rent or the mortgage close to that to be for a working couple to live in a house in Bremerton. Once again, I agree that we need to work with the BHA, the Bremerton Housing Authority, and Kurt Weiss over there. We have in the past, over in West Park, we have a large building there in which some of the apartments are affordable housing, and I'm seeing metal, so work with them for tax credits and that all large projects get some apartments and condominiums as affordable housing. Thank you.
And we have a challenge. Oh, here you go, Kevin.
Not really a challenge, just more time. So I was part of a team that created the Development Services Office, and this is one way that we can really get affordable housing. I partnered with the CEO of the company, and I partnered with about 30 other individuals, and we implemented a plan that I had. And what we were able to do is reduce the permitting time by 30%, and that cost gets passed on to the homeowners. We received thanks from the vice president of the Seattle Master Builders Association. That's all I'll say.
Thank you. And the next question goes to Deborah. So changing gears from homes to moving, should Kitsap Transit operate on weekends, and what would you do to move it forward?
This is an issue that is near and dear to my heart. I am deeply distressed by the changes Kitsap Transit has made to their bus service in the last few years. They eliminated Sunday service. I believe there are plans to finally bring it back, but I think it should have come back before the fast ferry. I also think that we need to hold their feet to the fire to improve transit to places like this. Fred Meyer, they got rid of the bus stop at Fred Meyer. Now anyone in East Bremerton who needs to go to the grocery store has to transfer half a mile away and either walk there or spend an hour of their time just to get to a grocery store. This is ridiculous. So Kitsap Transit needs to provide appropriate transit services to all the residents, and I think a special emphasis is for those who depend on it.
Thank you. And the mic goes to Adam, please.
Yes, I was around when the Great Recession hit around 2008, 2009, and the bus service, which is dependent on sales tax, not the fares. The fares only pay about 15% of the operational cost. It hit hard, and not only did we have to take off Sunday service, but we also had to do more than a few layoffs. It was hard, but now we're into a period of growth. The fast ferry issue was passed, And so we need to bring in, and a decision needs to be made. Do we want 30-minute bus travel times, or do we want to go for that Sunday service that's in there? I believe the last time it came around, it would be about $3 million per year. And we need to make that decision, but moreover, we also need to be talking about possibly restoring some service. In Manette, there used to be the 21 and the 25, now there's and the 29. They took out the 29. Put it back.
Kevin, same question.
Thank you. So rather than holding someone's feet to the fire, I think partnering with them is usually a better way of going. I say get together with John Clausen, and he's the executive director of Kids at Transit, try to really understand his challenges. I guarantee you, the challenge is going to be money. It's all labor. It's really expensive. So how do we increase money? I think we increase money by increasing ridership. And by making transit a little fun and affordable, maybe providing free Wi-Fi, thinking outside of the box, improve the scheduling. It works really good if you're a commuter, not so good if you're a non-commuter, if you're trying to get to Silverdale or trying to get anywhere. Providing real-time GPS, that can improve people's expectation of when the bus is going to show up. There are a lot of things that we can look at. We just need to come to the table, announce our needs, and really work with the people in charge to get the results that we desire.
Thank you. All right, and we have a challenge.
My opponent mentioned putting Wi-Fi in buses. I can tell you that was tried by our friends up in Jefferson County Transit. We're part of the Peninsula Regional Transit Organization, and you find these out in the meetings. They tried putting in Wi-Fi, and everyone wanted to have their movie streamed while they're on the bus, and immediately crashed the system. So what's better, maybe just put GPS on the buses so somebody with a smartphone can look at it and see, oh, the bus is coming down the street. Thank you.
Okay. And do you want to respond back to that or not?
Do I have to use?
You don't have to. No. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, sure, I'll use 30 seconds. Just because something didn't work once doesn't mean we can't try it again. I think this is a problem that, as a younger person, I see a vision, and I'm going to live here for the next 100 years, I hope, not the next 100 years, but 400 years. So that's 2082. We have time to improve Wi-Fi between now and then.
Okay, thank you. So a question now to Adam, back to Adam. So continuing on the question of Kids Up Transit, we have the Board of Kids Up Transit just obligated I believe it's 0.3 cent sales tax for bus and access operation to guarantee the fast ferry construction bonds. Do you support this action, and what happens if the Kids Up Transit defaults due to a reduction in revenue?
It's 8 cents.
Is it 8 cents?
It's correct. 3 cents we just voted in.
3 cents voted in,
But
but
the 8 cents existed before, and that's just happened. The board of directors just obligated 8 cents for regular transit operation.
thank you for educating me. I appreciate it.
I support what Roy is saying. It's both the 8 tenths and the 3 tenths.
Hey, you're already elected, okay? That was from Rich Huddy.
I appreciate the audience's clarification on the question.
Okay.
Adam, please.
If my minute is starting now, first I'll go a little bit on yours. I really hope you did live here 100 years, and if you truly intend to retire at 55, I hope you have a pension. So, anyways, the obligation bonds, yes. If we have another terrible recession the way we had in 2009, we could have troubles there. But the way bonding is coming around, there is some insurance on there. But obviously, that would increase the pressure to decrease service if we hit another recession like that. So I would look at that and make sure we did not obligate too much. And thank you.
Kevin, the same question.
Can you read the question one more time, please?
They have to. The Board of Kids Up Transit just obligated the 0.8 cent sales tax for bus and access operation to guarantee the fast ferry construction bonds. Do you support this action? And what happens if the rapid transit service or the Kids Up Transit defaults to due to a reduction in revenue, i.e. another recession?
Yeah, so I'm a supporter of fast ferries. I think it's a good way to get people over here from Seattle to spend their money here. It increases our revenue. It helps us produce city services. The one thing I'm not really a supporter of is the way that we finance this program. It can be improved, but we need to start working on it. We need to come to the table and figure out something that we all can agree on, because I know this is a very divisive topic. I was reading through the board's notes, their minutes from the meeting, and I don't think that I would support it. I believe the fast ferry is needed, but we need to really work harder to make sure that this isn't going to bankrupt our city.
Thank you. Deborah, same question.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the county voted on this and approved that increase in taxes to build the fast ferries. So it may have been contentious, and certainly not everybody agreed it would pass by 90%. I know that. But we, the people, agreed to this. So if there is a default, we will be held partly responsible, and that's how bonds go. There's not much that could be done about that. I absolutely support a fast ferry, mainly because I've worked in Seattle for 17 years, so it's enlightened self-interest. I do not support it at the expense of other transit for people who need it.
Thank you. Next question, Kevin, for you for starters. Speaking of moving and also how we get about, how are we going to fund residential street repairs and maintenance?
Residential streets. So I rode my scooter out here. I don't know if you saw it out there. It's quite dangerous getting around the city. There's a lot of potholes. This is a big issue. This is one of my top priorities. I think the best thing that we could do for this is to fund the improvements. We've been budgeting last for it. We need to budget first for it. So I think that's what I would do is support making it a priority, essentially. Sidewalks and streets are expensive. If you want to create one block, it's going to cost you anywhere from $400,000 to $700,000 just for the sidewalks. So this is a lot of money. There's a lot of money coming to the city right now. There's a lot of grants that we can apply for. So just making those a priority and budgeting for them is the way we improve the streets.
Thank you. Deborah, same question.
Sure, so this is also a huge issue. Proper planning is where this all starts. The city needs to look at what their maintenance needs are year over year and look into the future and plan for the future and plan that money to be spent in the future and keep up with repairs. This is the difficult part that comes about when there is a recession. Then you fall behind on repairs. So again, planning comes into place where if you've fallen behind, then you must prioritize. I don't believe that we have appropriately prioritized our roads repair and maintenance. I also think there are a lot of grants, particularly for sidewalks out there. And it wouldn't surprise me if there is some money to be found for our roads as well. So go after those if possible and plan properly.
Thank you. And the mic goes to
Yes, we did plan. The city does have a history of planning, but the problem is the money. The big thing happened back in '98 when Tim Hyman's $30 car tab initiative went through. It is the law. It's done. But a lot of the car tab money was going to local streets, and we as a city had started creating a backlog of getting our streets repaired and maintained. So there were all sorts of pushes for grants. We were doing okay, and then went the recession. We're coming out of that. With that, we should be able to grow money. But I'll say as a part of that, we need to also make sure that impact fees are still done for any new building. If you want your new building done, you better pay for the sidewalk in front of the street. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and so next question goes to Deborah. And this is a combination economic development and small business question. Would you be open to waive the $75 individual business license for Uber drivers to let Uber back into Bremerton to help with affordable transit solutions?
Honestly, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I apologize for not being prepared to answer that. Uber drivers are independent contractors, and if they're classed as independent businessmen, then they're going to need to pay something. Maybe we find a nice middle ground of not $75, but not free either.
Okay, thank you. Mike goes to Adam, same question, please.
Back, let's see, this would have been 94. I was going to graduate school in New York, and I had to pay $90 a year to the city of Albany for their police license. And I had to find 3 people to swear to the police that I was not a drunkard as well, before I could drive people around in the city of Albany. These fees have been around every day, all the time. I think that we can study it. I think there should be some license for businesses working in the city, since they're using our services, they're running on our roads, our policemen are helping to keep them safe, and there should be some sort of fee, even on Uber or Lyft drivers. Thank you.
Thank you. And Kevin.
So new industries like this always confuse and trip up governments. They're used to doing something a set way, and then you introduce something new, and then we have to change everything around it. Basically, what we need to do is look at the problem and find out if this is a huge burden to the Uber drivers, and see if we could reduce the cost of giving a business license. But they are, at the time, they're a business owner, so they have to follow all the rules of any other business. So I would support looking at that, but I don't know enough about the problem either right now, so just coming to the table and talking about it is the first thing that we can do.
Thank you. And Mike goes to Adam for our next round of questions. So this question's kind of changes focus a little bit. What are your plans for the Puget Sound Industrial Center?
Not too long ago, it was named the South Kitsap Industrial Area, or SKIA, and that's why I still keep it. Actually, I'm going to have to give credit to Kerry Bozeman, who's running for mayor for this idea, and he said that he's currently a port commissioner, but the runway on the Bremerton International Airport can be expanded, lengthened 1,000 feet. And with that, Boeing 737 planes can land at the airport, and by that, we can have maintenance facilities built at the airport, which also means more jobs here in Bremerton. I think that's a pretty good idea. We'll also keep the, whatever ski is named, industrial area on the other side of it, and use our economic development director to pursue new companies to locate there. There's still plenty of room. Thank you.
Kevin, the same question.
Yeah, I think our industrial core is underutilized right now. And when we get the 737s in, what are they going to do out there? I think one thing that we should look at is the racetracks that's trying to come out there. It's a circuit of the Northwest. They have at least 250 acres approximately. This is going to be a huge economic driver for the city. It's going to help us produce some revenue so that we produce higher quality services. So anything that we can do to streamline their permitting, streamline their process, help them be successful, will help us be successful. We could look at putting music venues out there. We could look at putting a hotel out there. We could look at maybe partnering with Olympic College and doing flight training for all these larger airplanes that are out there now. So I think there's a lot of possibilities out there that's just completely underutilized, and I'd like to see how we can improve them.
Thank you. Deborah, please.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I'd suggest is that the port and the folks that run the industrial area there develop processes to move more quickly on business proposals. I'm aware of at least one business that ended up in Shelton because our guys couldn't act quickly enough. Months went by, no response, and that money went somewhere else. So we need to get a little speed market and some urgency around actually getting new tenants there and maintaining the existing facilities so that people like Safe Boats can stay there. Additionally, I do believe it's the job of the economic development person to rustle up new business and help us figure out the best means forward.
Thank you. And the mic goes to Kevin for our last question, then we'll go into 2-minute summaries. Kevin, we cannot end the session without this question. How will you help bring a community hospital to Bremerton? Kevin.
I thought this was gonna be the vegetable question. Planning the whole time for that. The hospital is a huge issue. I didn't really realize this until I started walking around all the communities. I don't go to the doctor at all, hardly, so it doesn't impact me as much, and I didn't think about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm talking to everybody, this is a big issue. This is gonna be the issue for 2017 and 18. In 1961, the Elks spent the Elks raised $600,000 to construct a hospital out there. This is our hospital. That was 25% of the construction cost. In today's money, that's $4.8 million. We need our investment back. So the city has been taking great steps, and I applaud them for challenging this certificate of need that has been granted to the Shy Franciscan. I'll continue the fight. It's really going to take a lot of learning for me and for everyone here to understand what the problem is and negotiate bringing this hospital back and keeping the beds here in Bremerton.
Thank you. To Deborah, please.
Yeah, this is critical. I know the ship sailed a long time ago, but I think it's just coming to people, the forefront of people's minds that the hospital really is leaving. I think that we need to partner with various healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, etc., to design first a community-oriented clinic and then find ways and new partners. I'm encouraged that Kaiser is still around here, so maybe they could be a new partner in a new actual hospital for this area. If we did it once, we can do it again, and I want a community hospital that cannot be sold out from under us. I think we also need to find ways to utilize that award-winning cardiac center that got built at Harrison. I can't believe that's already out of date.
Thank you. Mike goes to Adam.
I mentioned the healthcare of Bremerton at the beginning, and it's definitely a high topic for everyone. I'll agree that we need a clinic, but we also need emergency services. And if we find a way to either keep the emergency room that we have or produce a new one in one of our underutilized spaces, it would be welcome, definitely, because currently Bremerton's a lot more utilized than Silverdale's, from my understanding. But she is correct, it probably won't be CHI Franciscan, who currently operates Harrison, to do it. It will probably be another group like Kaiser. Or we're going to have to do it with ourselves. Work with our congressman. Derek Miller was able to get a hospital for Gig Harbor, and we can utilize him, hopefully utilize him, to find grants to keep services up in Bremerton and keep our people healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, and that concludes our questions from the audience. I just want the audience members to see I have two stacks here, those questions that were asked and those that were not. You all asked a ton of excellent questions. If we had another hour and a half, we could get through them all. So I hopefully picked a random enough so you got a good depth of the candidates' knowledges and their opinions where they stand. Second thing, just real quickly before closing, let you know next week we are not meeting. However, we do meet on August 8th, in which we will have the court candidates here for your review and questioning. Now we move into our 2-minute summary session. We'll begin with Deborah. Please, 2 minutes.
I want to thank everybody again for being here and being engaged. I'm energized and enlightened by your questions, and I'm again solidified in my drive to be your next District 3 Council member. I'm also honored to be competing against such high caliber opponents. I promise to lead with integrity, passion, and collaboration. I really hope you liked what you saw and heard from me this morning. You can research my views and positions further on my website, mcdanielforbremerton.com, and on my Facebook page. When you do, I hope you'll decide to vote for me, Deborah McDaniel, by August 1st. Thank you.
And then the mic goes to Adam.
Once again, thank you for the Chamber of Commerce for having this debate and for the Cloverleaf Tavern for hosting us. We've gone over some of the things, grow Bremerton wisely, keep the health care here, treat workers with dignity and respect. But one other thing I'll add in, I was on the council for 8 years, and I will tell you that first year is a lot like trying to drink water from a fire hose. And probably the other councilman here can agree with me. You got to learn a lot of things about how government works, and the city of Bremerton, with 37,000 people, has a lot of services that you need to learn and need to know about. You kind of lose that first year. You will not lose that first year with me. I will immediately get on things. I will immediately look to getting affordable housing going, to try to keep our health services here, and to keep Bremerton the great place that it is already. Be sure to get your ballots in. Either mail it so it gets postmarked on August 1st, or put it in the drop boxes. And I hope I got your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And to Kevin, your 2-minute summary, please.
Again, thank you everyone for being involved in politics. I think this is a very necessary thing. I think, next time we can fill this place up. I'm here because I have a set of skills and I want to help you, I want to use them. The military instilled in me a big drive for public service. They taught me if you see something that's dirty, clean it. If you see something on the floor, pick it up. That's what I want to do, is just help. Like I said, I have a vision for this place. That's one thing that I haven't heard from any of my opponents today. My vision goes to 2082. How we're going to get there is by building positive relationships with people. And I'm gonna bring my complex government experience, that many years of experience, to help make Bremerton safe and affordable. And I said my vision. What I mean is, I want to make District 3, and I gotta make sure I say this verbatim here. I want to make District 3 a destination for good food, great entertainment, and positive, diverse culture. And I really believe that. That's when I first settled here. That's what I saw for downtown Manette and downtown Bremerton. I absolutely fell in love with the area. It has great potential. I think we need to keep working at it. We've come so far in so little time, and just keep looking towards the end goal and being results oriented. That's what I'm going to bring to our city council. And I think that the thing that sets me apart from everyone else is that I bring a fresh perspective here. So thank you all.
All right, and I want to thank the candidates on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce for your civic leadership and candidacy. Now, audience members, your opportunity to reward our candidates. Thank you.